Okay, good morning. We're gonna start doing another little lesson this morning, and this one is if you look at my mouse right here, we're gonna put a we're gonna put a little bar up here. Okay, it's gonna be a floating menu that's gonna actually float with the page when the page goes down, and that way the people can always see the menu. There's always gonna have this menu, but they'll always be able to see the page. Let's get right to it. Okay. All right, right here we have our page. As you can see, we included the PHP. We're working with PHP today, by the way. All right, so this is the top header. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the back in the code right here. We're going to scroll up. We're going to get in here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to look for the container. This is the container. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put it right above the social bar. Okay, the social bar is right here. I want to come. That's this blue box right here. I named it the social bar and I inserted this PHP code. I want to put a bar above that. So under here, we got the social bar, we got the PHP code. So it should go right inside of here. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to go and insert. I'm going to go here by layout objects, a new div. Okay, at the insertion point. All right, and I'm going to call this top floating menu. Okay. In fact, I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to give it an ID. I'm not going to have two of these, okay? So we're going to give it a new CSS style. It's going to stay in rounded corners. That'll be okay. I try to keep my CSS styles together in case you have to integrate it into a Facebook page. It makes it a hell of a lot easier. And do that with the JavaScript code as well. Keep them all together. Just do it by making the curly brackets and just separating them. They all work on one page. All right, back to what we're dealing with. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a floating menu. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the box. All right, and we're going to get the box. And what's important about the box, we're going to just change the background color to give it a little bit of a definition. I'm going to give it a lighter gray. All right, and what's important about the box is that we're going to make it 100% across. That way it takes up the whole page. This can be changed in case you don't want it to be 100%. I'm going to give it some shade on the corners so it won't look too broad and too out there. The height, we're going to leave that open. That way when we put the menu in there, it'll adopt its own height. Okay, and what else we're going to need? The most important thing is the positioning. Okay, here you can see it takes up some of the stuff we already typed in. But what's important is here you're going to make it at fixed. There's a whole bunch of different options. Well, not a bunch, but there's a couple of different options. Leave it at fixed, press apply, press OK. So right now we're going to have a top floating menu. It's going to go right inside of here, which should take it above here. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Good. All right. When you're working with PHP, this had me a little confused for a couple days or weeks or whatever. When I just started out, you have to save as every time you do some kind of major. And the easiest thing to learn to do is to do the shortcut on the keyboard. Okay, so I'm going to save it. Just save as index. Yes, I'm going to overwrite it. What it does is it gets back its structure. Okay, so you see the top menu right up here. So the menu is going to go in here this time. All right, and what's going to be different is this. It's saved. We're going to go to the internet. All right. Another thing I didn't mention yesterday is when you're working with PHP, you have to have your WAMP server running, by the way. And that's this little baby down here. That gives you a local host, and it's actually a virtual server. You can't run PHP on your without having a WAMP or some sort of server like that. Okay, so anyway, back to the normal. We're going to refresh it. Okay, and here's our floating menu. You can see it right here. All right, what's cool about this menu is when you go down the page, something went wrong. The menu isn't sticking. So what we have to do is we have to come here. Let's try this. Preview in browser. CSS and all that stuff. Because remember what our goal is. Our goal is actually to make it float along with the window. Okay. So let's see if that works now. Go back here. Okay. We're going to refresh the page. When you're giving a tutorial, you're always like, work, baby, work. All right. So this, you can see, oh, I just want to show you something. This is what happens if you do the without the WAMP. You can look at the address right here. But in any event, the same effect should happen. The menu should stay floating. If we go back to the real page where the WAMP is running, okay, nope, no WAMP. Yeah, WAMP. All right, we're going to refresh this page. All right, guys, you look up here, it stays floating. I don't like the fact it stays floating in the background of the picture, but we can actually work on that a little later on. But usually you don't have such a strong image gallery. This image gallery, by the way, if you look, I'm taking my mouse, you can actually move it, and it's designed for a slider, all right, for a handheld device or for some kind of tab device. All right, that's our instruction for the day. I work with Dreamweaver. It's a great program to actually build your websites and be able to market your stuff for free. Having a website designer like me can be expensive. All right, guys, that's our video for today. Thanks for watching.